Hello, beautiful strangers, and welcome back to another episode of Myth. When last we left off, Meto brought home some horror, and Yuri woke up with, well, a bit of a hangover and was bothered by a religious fanatic. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. I think that explained everything nicely. So let's just get into it, shall we? Ness's apartment stood in stark contrast to the personality of its owner. Being someone who lived largely within his work, he owned little other than necessities. His lack of a hobby presumably contributed. In the back of the sterile room was a large desk, upon which there was nothing but a PC and related supplies. Keeping all your food and necessities around your computer could be said to be the ultimate image of the modern PC obsessive. Took you a while? The man with the wrinkled polo shirt, black jeans, and parted hair muttered with a look expressing a mixture of irritation and intoxication. Just talking to him over the PP was enough to experience how sickening he is, but seeing him in person takes it to another level. So what's interesting about the cache? I took a peek at Ness's computer, partially to avoid him getting an idea of what I was thinking about him. Take a look at this. I watched him expertly move the mouse around as I watched him open the cache. Looks like there was a lot left over. I put together what I could find from various search engines too. Not that the URL I received from the server side wasn't helpful, but it wasn't complete. 2016, by the way. Well, I'm sorry I wasn't more helpful. Which log is it? This one. It's from the beginning of September, the month when the first crime was committed. Ness clicked the log and the full entry appeared on screen. I slowly looked it over. 9-1. I've got the worst luck. A friend from college invited me to a party yesterday, even though I dropped out already, but whatever. The guy's one of my few friends, and we got along pretty well when I attended club. So I figured I'd take it as a chance to go outside and get some sun. Currently unemployed, so I only go outside to head to the unemployment service center nowadays, lol. LOL. What happened, you ask? It turned out it was to sell a pyramid scheme. Of all times. It had been so long since I'd been to a party that I was so excited, and there was nobody but old people there. So what do you think my friend said in response to my disgust? If you buy this model, it'll bring you good luck. Seriously. For fuck's sake. I was almost ready to punch the guy right there, but I've been taken in by a cop before for biking it, not with my light turned off, lol, so I couldn't do anything stupid. As long as I was there, I'd figured I'd buy one model, and then went home. I don't even know what this thing is, though. Mobile Fleet Gundane Plus? So lame, I doubt even a kid would like it. Why does it cost 3,000 yen? Even 1,000 would be pushing it. This has been a very depressed Oz. 9-8. Gundane. Last time, I wrote about Gundane, and many of you wrote words of consolation for me on the message board. Thanks a bunch, everyone. So, one of those comments was, "So, did you put the Gundane together, Sergeant?" The answer should be obvious. Of course I didn't. Come on. I mean, once the thing is built to do nothing but get in the way, who needs that? Wow, you're so dumb. So how many did you buy? One, obviously. Those things are 3,000 yen each. I haven't got the money to buy more. So, about the Gundane. I was thinking about just tossing it out, but it's got a surprising number of responses, so I think I'll put it together and tell you all and let you all see it. But doing it today would be a pain, so tomorrow, lol. On a close inspection, it looks like there's an annoying amount of parts. Well, I'm doing it anyway. Once it's done, you'll get to see it. Internet. Peace. 9-9. God damn it. Listen, everyone. So the other day, a friend from college invited me to a party, and I was forced to buy this weird thing. I was so excited after going for a long time without a party, but when I got there, it was nothing but old people. Then, just to add insult to injury, what do you think my friend said? If you buy this model, it'll bring you good luck. Wow, awesome. Except not, asshole. I'd already gotten in a bit of trouble with the police before, so I avoided wailing on the guy, though. I was biking with the light off, lol. Now I'm left with nothing but disappointment and a Gundane. Somebody, please, make me feel better. 9:15. Depressed. First off, replies to your comments. Looks like you posted about the same thing twice. Was that an accident? Yep, wonder how that happened. Stupid me. There was a couple entries about the same material. I had no idea, admittedly, lol. I was just drunk, okay? Think I might go to the hospital next week. Maybe I can get that neurosurgery that's been so popular this year or something, and even I can be Einstein. Or pay 100 million yen to be rejected after a diagnosis. Anyway, I've got a seriously depressing story for today's diary entry. The other day, I saw an old friend from college for the first time in a while. He invited me to a party. We got along pretty well back when I was attending, but when I got to the party, there was nothing but old people. They were all holding some kind of robot models, including my friend. According to him, if you buy this model, it'll bring you good luck. I know the economy got better after the Tokyo Olympics, but we're still living in a capitalistic society where you have to work hard to find happiness, so I'm amazed they found a way to make it so easy. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, except not. Even a saint like me thought about smacking my friend, but I restrained myself. So I was forced to buy a Gundane and left depressed. Somebody comfort me. 9:19. Apparently he's a fan of Gerda. 9:20. This is so dumb. It's comment reply time. Are you doing this intentionally? You keep posting about the same thing. Yeah, I guess I am. Wish I knew what was going on with that, but I don't. Probably just the heat getting to me. Oh, by the way, that entry with just was a test. Looks like it's not an issue with the diary program or anything. Well, as long as I'm writing this, I might as well talk about some other stuff that happened. So, the other day, a friend invited me to a party. Jealous? Don't be. It's actually a fucking pyramid scheme. But then I ended up buying from them anyway. Damn it. Should have punched the guy. 9:23. Black. Deleting my webpage. Thing is, I've gotten kind of busy with work. I presume you're wondering when your old pal Oz found himself a job? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's not a job I can talk about. I'm serious. When things settle down, I'll set it back up. Farewell until then, everyone. 9:24. Black. Black. 9:25. Black. 9:25 or 26. Black. Blah. 9:27. Black. Black. 9:28. Black. The black stuff is coming. Let me write this before I'm erased. The black stuff is coming. It comes from my ears and nose and eyes and mouth. It has no flavor. There's only pain. When the black stuff comes, I change. Something goes wrong in my brain. Whoever sees this, help me. My address is Tokyo-to Shinjuku-ku, Jingu 3. 9:28. -1. Oh, guess he's also a fan of Brody Lee Jr. Anyway, and that's it. The series of bizarre passages made me gasp. According to the record on the server side, Oz's subscription ran out on 9/27. Looks like it was officially suspended on the 28th at 8 a.m. Don't know when the last entry was written, but I doubt many people saw it. The diary raised some questions. The violent swings in Oz's mood did appear to be a possible sign of a long-time substance abuser. But if we were to assume that Oz is currently in a late stage of substance abuse, that leaves some other oddities. Looking at the diary, Oz's mental state began to express clear changes between the entry on 9/8 and 9/9. If what he said in the 9/8 entry is true, and he assembled the Gundane the next day, that appears to be the beginning of the sudden, heavily drug-addled-like behavior, repeated diary entries, memory loss. So, isn't this weird? Or isn't that weird? Ness rested his elbow on the desk and quietly murmured. Just based on the diary, his drug use symptoms were clearly sudden. There's no reason he should be showing advanced symptoms. He'd never be allowed to use marijuana after he was arrested, so he shouldn't be under the effects by now. Marijuana itself isn't effective for particularly long. I nodded at Ness's tense words as I thought about the value of the diary as proof in court. And then there's the last entry. Right, what is this black stuff? Guessing from what he wrote, something black presumably came out of his body. Something flavorless and painful came out and splits his personality. Apropos of nothing, some memories emerged in my subconscious. I felt nauseous. I could never forget the endless ringing at the railroad crossing when... What brought my consciousness back on track was the ringing of my pee-pee. Go ahead and answer it. I checked the name on the liquid crystal screen. It was Kimurti. I accepted the call. But boss, there's trouble. A flustered voice came and some background noise as annoying as the voice was blared through the pee-pee. It's Oz. Oz died while in custody. Huh? What did he say? He was being interrogated when he suddenly vomited blood and collapsed, apparently. Hey, Hiro. Next thing I knew, I was mindlessly focused on running. With greater speed than I'd ever exhibited before, I was headed to the custody building. Boss, I'm 354-10659 from the Tokyo Legal Defense Office. Please allow me to view the scene, I said to the guards stationed in the noisy custody building. Sorry, the prosecutor said not to let anyone in. Just do it. I pushed my way through. The bad feeling wouldn't go away. It was like some cruel deja vu. A clear memory buried under my memories began flowing through my whole body like a blood vessel that had ceased its function, starting up again. This shouldn't be happening. I thought I'd imagined it all. Yet the repressed memories from high school were eating into my brain. Memories of someone who went missing. Of my boyfriend. Meto Tanabe. Think I'll be a little late. Sorry. Hey, who are you? How'd you get in here? I'm defense attorney number 29293, 239-203-331, an assistant to the Tokyo Legal Defense Office. This is my boss. Oz's lawyer? I said not to let anyone in. Boss? What I saw was blood. Blood? No, this wasn't blood. I'd seen this before. It's what I saw on the other side of the railroad crossing. Just like what I saw there. My former boyfriend. It was a shriek so loud you'd think someone was witnessing the end of the world. I'm not going to yell into the microphone. Be happy. When my mind got hazy and my mental functions were on the verge of shutting down, I realized whose scream it was. How long had it been? since I screamed like that. Myth. Day 4. Lost Days.
Oh yeah, Gatomi.
What about Gatomi-san?
I think she had a book like that.
A book like that? What should we do, Meito-san? Isn't it obvious? Let's meet her. We won't get anywhere if we don't. I slept against my door yesterday. My hips ached. Out of the way. Didi-san kicked me away. I felt around my hips. I could tell the door hinge left a mark on one side. I stood up so I could open the curtains. I realized there were a number of magazines on the bed. I took out my makeshift bookmark and I saw a scene with a character who seemingly needed to use the bathroom. Keep pressing the wrong button. I heard Didi-san open the door as she quietly headed back to my room. I quietly left my room. There was no scene with the character flushing the toilet in that comic. Mom, Dad. They didn't reply. We headed downstairs together. All I could hear was the chirping of the birds. I guess I'll have to introduce you another time. It wasn't rare that my parents didn't come home from work some days, but I was relieved that was the case today. Not many people were around in our neighborhood. The pleasant warmth from the sun was nice, but Didi-san was still in a bad mood. Nice morning today. Didi-san? Didi-san glanced over at me. Her expression was usually pretty stern to begin with, but now she seemed furious. I just think there are differences in our world. Don't you dare think this is water under the toilet? What? That was good. Sorry. An awkward atmosphere hung over us. A rough morning. I didn't really know where to cast my gaze, so I decided to flip open my cell phone. Apparently, I missed a call from Yuri. That was perfect. I decided to reply, pulling her name up from my call history. Bring, bring, bring. In the morning. Hey, how's it going? Well, we didn't have a welcoming party, but we're getting along. That's good. My parents haven't been home, so I haven't had a chance to tell them yet. Well, there's no reason to rush. Could you hand the phone over to Kiki? I think she should talk to Didi-san about what they plan on doing today. Yuri didn't reply. She just handed the phone over to Kiki. I could hear Kiki's flustered voice on the line. Fine weather we're having today. Good morning, Kiki. Meito-san, good morning. She seemed to be getting by okay. Apparently she read the manual for Yuri's cell phone last night without even sleeping a wink. I'm going to hand the phone over to Didi. Just keep the phone as is and wait one moment. I handed a phone over to Didi-san. Do you know how to use this? I watched you use it yesterday, so I'm fine. Hello? Didi-san, you've got the phone upside down. I'm gonna hit you if you don't shut up. Okay. The two of them decided to walk through Shinjuku. They likely wanted to get more familiar with our world. Yuri and I were fine with that. It helped prevent any additional problems from popping up in the future. I handed over the money I had to Didi-san upon Yuri's request, and then we parted. I was kind of worried about Didi-san given how aggressive she was. With Kiki there, she should be fine. She'd likely stop Didi-san from causing any problems before they happened. I entered my classroom. From the hallway, the voices seemed like environmental noise, but now I was in the middle of it. So many students confined in such a small place. Small crowds of people formed around the room. School felt familiar to me. People were talking about the World Cup, their dating life, where they like to eat, and all of them. Morning. Yo, greeted me as I searched for my desk. Good morning. I didn't know any of them, but I returned their greetings regardless. Good morning, Meito. You're here early today? Masahide and Takanobu hovered around my seat. I greeted them as well. Morning, guys. Yo, Meito, you're mad early today. The desk was scribbled with some obscene French words. Masahide seemed to have done that. I'd normally get angry at him, but given I didn't remember where my seat was, it was actually a good thing. Masahide, are you practicing your French or something? I was gonna erase it. Don't ask me the rest. Our French teacher would likely faint if he saw that. It'd be nice if Masahide could erase it before second period. Is French study a popular language in Japan? I don't know. I know it was a thing here, but it wasn't something in every school. The high school I actually went to had German up until like the year or two before I went. I was actually really hoping to take German. I really wanted to take German, but I couldn't. I took Spanish instead. And a little bit of French, although French I just fucked around in because I literally just had to be in a class, and that was it. Nah, my online friend is a Doujin artist, and he was explaining to me how awesome 0.3 mechanical pencils are. I was curious about what they're like and decided to buy one, which leads to your desk. Just write stuff in your notebook next time. Whatever. He's like a kid. The bell for class rang. Everyone went to their respective seats. I took my textbook out from my desk. Time for a break. Lunchtime. And finally, class was finished. Time just passed by without anything in particular happening. It just felt really peaceful and laid back. I recalled spending my time like this in the past. It didn't feel out of place at all. It's actually really great. Was that just because of nostalgia, though? If this happened every day, would I get sick of it? You know, a classroom in Twilight makes me remember something from another visual novel I've done in the past. And typically those scenes, well, they make you see red. I couldn't really tell. The room was empty as the setting sun shone upon it. I could hear the various clubs through the windows. Just hearing their voices was like a drug for my brain. Hey, what are you doing here so late? I shifted my gaze from the window back to the classroom. Our homeroom teacher was gazing at me with an exasperated look on his face. Sorry, I'll head home right away. Could you please? Actually, hold on. Do you have a minute? Huh? Sure. My teacher left the classroom after that. I put away my textbook and followed behind him. We passed by the faculty room and he stopped by the small entrance to another room. It was a guidance counselor room. The room had a dusty scent to it. I couldn't tell it was used very often. The room only held a desk and a bookshelf. Schools tend to have a particular quality to their silence after classes have ended, but that quality was even more apparent in this room. Tanabe, what are you thinking about? He didn't specify what he meant by that. I guess he figured I'd pick up on that given where we were, though. I'm not sure. That was the only answer I could give. In truth, I couldn't recall what I had planned as far as what I really wanted to do after high school. I had too little information to make any kind of judgment call. It'd be best if I just followed along with what my teacher said for now. Honestly, I've never seen this before. Even the most delinquent of delinquents tend to have something figured out by now. He must have been talking about the guidance counseling he was involved with in the past few months. I can tell from the way he said that I hadn't... Bleh. I could tell from the way he said it that I hadn't submitted any ideas yet. Could you return my questionnaire to me? I want to think about it again. That's not a bad idea. 1 second. He took out the post-schooling questionnaire from the desk and handed me one of them. Thanks. Tanabe, don't think of this as some piece of paper. Huh. Year 3, Class 2, or 2002 Future Plan Report for Students. Year 3, Class 2, name Meito Tanabe, club, non-qualifications, etc. Future goals, college, no. Employment, job, no. Homework, employment, no. 4, undecided. 5, other, circled. Become a bird, or maybe something with a B. Yeah, I don't know. And the future goal details just scratched out. Lovely. Lovely. Tanabe, don't think of this as some piece of paper. The choices you make during high school will have a big impact on your life. You should really think long and hard about the future. Hello? Can we meet up? Are you asking me out on a date? Maybe. Don't fool around. Anyway, it'd be a good idea if we met up after class anyway. I'll be waiting at the usual place. All right. And I think that is where I'm going to end off this episode. So, next time, maybe we'll have a date with Yuri. That sounds nice, doesn't it? A date with Yuri. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had one of those. That's actually not, well, for Meito it is what I mean. We've never had a date with Yuri. Meito hasn't had one in many, many years, or by his perception, just, I don't really know by how long it's been since in his perception, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, because we're going to have a date with Yuri or something. But that's for next time, and I hope to see you all there.